The Livingroom Community Art Studio. Welcome to the living room, a special kind of place that welcomes all, no matter what, religion, creed, or race. It uses art to help us find our beauty from within, to help us heal, to grow, to share. Respect is what we win. It's why we need a place like this, where happiness abounds, where people meet and simply find the joy of gathering round. Ah.
The Living Room is an open art studio, free for people to create art. Located in Oshawa, the Ontario charity organization supports artists of all kinds to express themselves through whatever form of art that inspires them. The studio promotes a positive environment where people can connect, strengthen, and build their relationships with those within their community. Mary Krohnert is the studio founder and executive director. Let's hear more about the space from her.
Welcome to the living room. We are a part of something called the Art Hive movement. So we believe in creating safe spaces where people can make and share art for free. We believe that everyone is an artist. It's not just about Eurocentric ideas of what fine art is, or who artists are allowed to be or artists should be. What makes you an artist is your unique story. That's why everyone's creative voice matters, because everyone's story is unique. But the great thing about creativity and being an artist and owning your artist self is that you can always tell a new story. So just because the story of your life or your way of moving through the world has been one way up to this point, you can change that story, you can tell a new one. And I think a lot of the times it begins with challenging that inner critic and talking back to it and telling it that it's not the boss of you.
There are many different types of people who drop in, like Will Eastwood.
This is an awesome space, integral to Oshawa. I'm a status Mohawk. I'm an Indigenous advocate as it is, and my art often reflects that. This here window, since I was asked to do it, is more symbolic than artistic. Because art, I would take more time to do more neat detail and stuff like that. But this is more symbolism that I want the city to see. But the medicine wheel is ubiquitous. It's the four directions, north, east, which when you're outside it would be east, and west and south. But it's also winter, spring, summer, fall. It's also baby, youth, adulthood, and elderly. Many, many things.
There are also students who are part of the staff volunteers, like Felicia.
So as a student here, we're actually encouraged to make our own art and figure out what expressing ourselves through art looks like, just so we're actually part of the process, and we're also encouraging other people to do their own art. And I find that I didn't think of myself as an artistic person before this, but since I've been here, I've been experimenting more with things that I haven't really played with before and finding more of a artistic version of myself. So experimenting with acrylics or just oil pastels, just getting that down on paper, it's fun. For me, I think art is anything that is made with the intention of making art. So it could be something as simple as, I don't know, painting some artistic lines on a piece of paper. And if there's intention behind it and meaning behind it, then that's art to me. So it can take any form. I would recommend that anybody come out and just check it out, experience the vibe for yourself, and maybe even if you don't think that you're an artistic person, come out and see what you can create, because we have all types of art materials to work with here.
One of our catchphrases is, don't throw it away, bring it to the living room. As long as it's safe and clean, chances are one of our community members can use it in art. The exhibit we have today that's opening by Aaron Duggan is a great example of that. An artist who takes bits and pieces of broken things, leftover things, and he transforms them into really cool sculptures and works of art. You never know what someone will find inspiration in. Before you know it, they create something really extraordinary with it. For me, when artists like you take time to create and share your work with others and make your voice heard, and when people come together like this to witness someone's work, to acknowledge that voice, that's a really beautiful and precious thing. So without further ado, if I may, I would like to reveal the exhibit. Okay? Does someone want to help me get with the other side here? So Introducing Erin Duggan's exhibit, Manic Phase, an exploration of social stigmatization. The living room came about because, well, a number of different things. As I've always been a creative person, I love being an artist. Art has always been kind of healing and helpful for me. I just found, there was no reason for it not to happen. So I collected a group of people who wanted to support me. We created a nonprofit, and we just started doing it. We said yes to every invitation, and we would go and do pop-up art hives everywhere. We just show up at events sometimes and set up art materials and invite people to come make art with us for free. And bit by bit, piece by piece, it came together, and yeah, here we are. I don't often have times to thank people who come on out and actually make this space the way it is, because it could just be me sitting here on my own, right? But I guess if I had to take an opportunity to say anything, it would just be to thank the people who come out and the people who work with us to help make this happen, because it's not always easy. And yeah, there's a lot of happiness that happens here, but people also take time to share the darkness too. And through sharing that darkness, it helps everyone. And the success too, like people, I'm just so grateful that people feel comfortable enough to bring themselves here wholly and authentically. I just want to say thank you. And thanks to everyone for bringing their creative self here in such a wonderful way.